My name is Gabriella Karin. In 1944, I was a young girl living in Bratislava, the capital of Slovak Republic. If it were not for the kindness of the Blanar family, I would not have survived the war. Karin and Vincent Blanar hid my grandmother in a small village and pretended that she was Vincent Blanar's mother. You are looking at the picture of their son, Karol Blanar, a 25-year-old non-Jewish lawyer who risked his life to save 8 people, including my father, my mother, and me, from the horrors of the Holocaust. For 9 months, he hid us in his own apartment at the center of the city, across from Linkova Garda, the local SS headquarters. All of us hidden there owe our lives to Karol Blanar's good heart. On January 26, 2006, in an official ceremony, Yad Vashem awarded the Blanar's family the title, the righteous person among the nations. All my life, I wanted to express my thanks to Karol Blanar and honoring his name. I now feel I am giving Karol Blanar and his family the place in history that they deserve. Because of their courage, my family was allowed to continue. I have a son, and he has 3 children. As the Talmud says, he who saves one life saves the world. I was waiting for this moment all my adult life. Finally, it arrived. Karol Blanar was honored. Here is the certificate. What he got, Karol Blanar, I want to thank you, what you did for us. Saved my life. I will never forget you. Here, I feel like I'm doing something for Karol Blanar. Since I'm a sculptor, I express my feelings with my work. This is one of my sculptures about the hiding during the 9 last months of the Holocaust. Karol Blanar hid us in his apartment. He brought us food, not too much, because it would be suspicious to carry food for 8 people. He brought as much as he could. And for me, he was especially good because he brought me books to read. I was reading 14 hours a day. We have to be absolutely quiet. We could not move too much around for 9 very long months. There is only one thing what you really own, and this is what you have in your head. Everything else can be taken away from you. Your clothes, all the possession, but nobody can take away from you what you have in your head. I would like to show you what I did here. This gentleman here is Karol Blanar bringing me books. This is me, sitting and reading. This is my aunt, my uncle, and another uncle, my parents, my mom, my dad, and Mr. and Mrs. Schultz, who were with us. They were my parents' friends. I could see from the window, marching All these boots stayed in my head. I could see also my two friends that were hidden with me in the convent before that, running on the street, being caught in front of my eyes and pulled across the street into the Hlinková Garda, the Slovak Gestapo. I never saw them again.
Hello, my name is Todd Karin, and my grandmother and I have come to Columbus, Ohio to do a ceremony for Karol Blanar. He passed away and his gravestone is unmarked, but he's the sole reason for my grandmother surviving through the Holocaust. So we've decided to make a gravestone for him, and the unveiling is tomorrow. So why did we come here? Why is it important that people know what Karol Blanar did?
They are people very famous, like Schindler, Wallenberg, a lot of people but they don't know too much about the individuals. People who risk their own life for, like Karol Blanar, risk his life for 8 strangers, and he saved their life. I think people should know that the individual can do something. It's so important to value the part that a person can do and understand they can do something. Every person can do something.
It's an important thing because in this day and age, a lot of people feel like they're just one in a million. They don't count because there's so many other people. It makes a big argument for action, even in the face of unspeakable odds.
I think no one in Holocaust who was in hiding would have been able to survive if it wouldn't be for an individual who was willing to risk his life.
You were hiding for 9 months, but what were you doing before that?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Well, before, there were very hard times. There were deportations in Slovakia. 1,000 and 1,000 and 10,000 people were taken away from Slovakia. I was put with false papers into a convent. I was there 3 years. The first year I was in the boarding school, where I slept, I went to school, I went to mass every day. I had false papers like I'm a Christian girl, and I cried myself to sleep every night. In spite the nuns were so nice to me. I was so worried what's happening with my parents, with my grandmother, whom I loved so much. 1 year later, my mother came to visit, and she looked at my cried out eyes, my skinny face, and she decided to keep me for night with her, and this saved my life. Because when the German occupied Slovakia and we had to go into hiding, I was with them. It happened during the night because the Germans, the first thing on their agenda was to look for the hidden Jewish people. And during the night they went from house to house, from apartment to apartment. They found 15,000 hidden Jewish people. This was after the deportation, when officially no Jew was living in Slovakia. Well, we went to hiding for 9 long months, and Karol Blanar saved us. This sculpture represents our time in hiding. I am sitting in the center there. Karol Blanar is bringing us food. I think it shows the feeling in hiding. It is now in Slovak Republic in the museum.